A double shooting in North Tulsa, leaving one dead and one in critical condition. The search for a suspect and the ongoing feud, police say, may have led to it all. More calls for the governor to do something. Just how many Oklahoma prisons are now considered coronavirus hotspots? The search will resume. The date now set to get back to digging for remains from the Tulsa race massacre.
Covering news that matters. Fox 23 News This Morning starts right now.
Good morning. I'm Michelle Lynn. The time now is 4:30. A search for a suspected shooter picks back up today after one person was killed and another was sent to the hospital. And calls continue to grow for the governor to step in to stop the coronavirus spread in prisons. We'll get to both of those stories in just a moment. But first, meteorologist Michael Sagers in the Fox 23 Severe Weather Center tracking a warmer start this morning. 60 degrees almost feels balmy.
Yeah, nice start for a lot of us this morning. Been watching those temperatures just get a little bit warmer each morning here as we've gone throughout the week. Looks good for the morning drive and that extra cup of coffee. We'll break down how much warmer we finished this afternoon compared to what we saw yesterday in about 2 minutes.
In a developing story, Tulsa homicide detectives are looking for the man who shot two people, killing one of them. The second victim is in critical condition right now. Fox 23's Naomi Kidd is live at police headquarters with what led up to the shooting.
Michelle, homicide detectives here are actively investigating, working to find that suspect. I'm Naomi Kidd, Fox 23 News.
Broken Arrow police are expected to give an update this morning after a man was shot last night. Police responded to a home near Tucson and Elm just before 10 last night. Here's a look at the scene. They say the homeowner shot a man he knew. That person went to the hospital in serious condition. Right now, they have not made any arrests. We will stay in touch with police, and we'll bring you new details on this story as we get them. New this morning, an Amber Alert is canceled for a missing 18-month-old girl. We first brought you this as breaking news on Fox 23 News at 10 last night. The McIntosh County Sheriff's Office says 18-month-old Teresa Enox was taken by her father, John Enox, who was released from a mental health facility. She was found, and she is safe this morning. At 4:33, let's take a look now at the ongoing impacts of COVID-19 in our state. Let's run through the very latest numbers from the state health department. Tuesday, they announced more than 1,300 new confirmed cases, putting us at more than 93,000 cases since March. 11 more Oklahomans died, and we've reached a record high in Oklahoma with 738 people in the hospital for COVID-19 or symptoms. There are more than 13,000 active cases statewide. More than 1,700 are here in Tulsa County. It's been 7 months since we had our first COVID-19 cases in Oklahoma. Here are the new case numbers from March through October. They took a really big jump in July, and our highest new case total was in September when we had more than 28,000 cases. Again, these are reporting by the month. So far, we've had more than 6,100 cases in Oklahoma just since October 1st. Families of inmates in Oklahoma prisons are calling on the governor to do more to protect inmates and staff from COVID-19. Fox 23's Amanda Harry is live with how many prisons are now considered hot spots.
The Oklahoma DOC considers up to Fox 23 News.
The city of Broken Arrow released numbers showing the infection rate there has been higher than the city of Tulsa for months. The spike in Broken Arrow came just after Tulsa mandated face masks. Take a look at this graph. The red bar is the infection rate in Tulsa per 100,000 people. The green line, look at that. It may be a little hard to see. That's the city of Broken Arrow's infection rate, which includes both Tulsa and Wagner counties. You can see the last week of June, Broken Arrow's infection rate was 45% below Tulsa's. Then over the next 4 weeks, both Tulsa and Broken Arrow continued to climb. City Councilor Johnny Parks, who requested this information, says a high infection rate should be a concern.
My goal is to see how many people were being infected, and it might not be important to the director or whoever you're talking about, CDC, but it is to me because it affects people's lives. The more people that you have that are carrying the virus around.
BA has not implemented a mask mandate, and Broken Arrow Public Schools is one of the largest school districts to return to in-person learning. Mayor Craig Thurman said he's less concerned about the infection rate and prefers to keep an eye on hospitalizations. We know there are 3 Broken Arrow residents in the hospital with COVID-19. That does not include hospitalizations for Broken Arrow residents who live in Wagner County. At 4:37, Tulsa Public School Board members will spend the rest of this week getting public comments on how students should transition back into the classroom for in-person learning. We talked with Superintendent Dr. Deborah Gist live right here on Fox 23 News this morning, Tuesday, just hours after Monday's board meeting finally ended after midnight. Options range from phasing in students by grade level. This is what she recommended. Having a mix of digital and in-person learning days each week and dividing students up into groups where some would go to school, others would learn from home, then they'd switch off.
The thing that I told the board is that there is really no recommendation that I could bring them that any of us are going to embrace, because these are just extraordinarily difficult times, and every possible scenario that we could imagine has many, many downsides.
Dr. Gist says all of the recommendations she gave were developed with health policy experts. They could all change, though, if Tulsa County's COVID-19 rates get out of control. No spring break for OU, OSU, and TU students. The universities announced plans to extend winter break. Instead of having a traditional spring break in March, OU and OSU students will switch to virtual learning after Thanksgiving and finish the semester online. OSU is starting the spring semester January 19th. OU will start January 25th. We talked with an OSU student from New Jersey who says this means he may not get to see his family for a long time. 2 businesses in South Tulsa are cleaning up after a car crashed into them. Take a look at the scene near 111th and Memorial. Police say the driver admitted she accidentally hit the gas instead of the brake. And look, the SUV slammed into the front of Top Cut Salon. The nail salon next door is also damaged. 3 people were in the SUV, including a child. A stylist told us what this was like.
She started yelling, oh my God, and I come out, and there's this vehicle in our shop.
Another witness says it sounded like an explosion. Everyone made it out okay. Police say they will ticket that driver, and insurance should cover the damage. The time now is 4:40. Temperatures this morning are nice and warm, relatively speaking. It's going to be another great day. The weather has been so beautiful this week. Meteorologist Michael Sager is in the Fox 23 Severe Weather Center. Unfortunately, my only gripe, we've still got a long time till the sun comes up, Michael.
Yeah, we've got to wait for that sunrise to come up here as we head almost to about 7:30. Just before 7:30 is when we'll hit official sunrise. So we've still got a little bit to go, about 3 hours away. Plans in about 10 minutes.
The time now is 4:42. Back at it. The search for victims of the Tulsa race massacre picks back up this month. The new section of a Tulsa cemetery that could soon see bulldozers.
I was like, oh man, I don't know if she's home, so I ran in and told my mom.
A little girl who puts her life-saving skills to the test. How she was able to save lives in a fire in Coweta. Parents may call this song torture. Now charges are being filed over its use inside an Oklahoma prison. 4:45, in a developing story, the city of Tulsa is planning a second search for a possible mass grave from the 1921 Tulsa race massacre. Fox 23's Scott Martin is live at Oaklawn Cemetery with when the new dig will start.
Yeah, Michelle, October 19th, that is when crews are expected to start digging here, that second dig, searching for a possible mass grave. News.
More controversy surrounding the removal of the Black Lives Matter street mural in Tulsa's Greenwood district. We were live all morning Monday showing you as workers removed it because of an already scheduled road project. The Greenwood Arts and Cultural Society says the city ignored its plea to save this mural. Mayor G.T. Bynum says the mural was painted illegally, but the president of the society says there should have been a conversation.
Come to the table and actually have an honest dialogue, not so much about paint, but so much about purpose. What is the purpose behind people doing this? Why is that message so important?
The Greenwood Arts and Cultural Society delivered another letter to the mayor's office, hoping they can come to an agreement about a mural on Black Wall Street. This is National Fire Prevention Week. We've been talking about it all week. We want to highlight the actions of a second grader in Coweta. Firefighters say this little doll, gosh, she's cute. Remy Horawa was riding her bike last month, and she noticed smoke coming from her neighbor's home. They say she immediately ran into her home and told her mom, who dialed 911. Her actions helped save that neighbor's life. The neighbor was asleep when the fire started. Firefighters say teaching kids to dial 911 is the very first thing they go over in their annual fire prevention class. Remy was a student in that class last year, and she remembered what to do.
I was like, oh man, I don't know if she's home, so I ran in and told my mom.
Okay. She got this plaque and a medal yesterday from the Coweta Fire Department. Good for her. Quick thinking. I love it. Saved a life. That's impressive. Temperatures this morning are a little warmer. Meteorologist Michael Sager is in the Fox 23 Severe Weather Center, tracking a nice warm stretch ahead.
Yeah, we've got a nice warm stretch of weather. It will take us all the way in about 2 minutes.
The time now is 4:51. We'll finally see vice presidential candidates face off tonight in their only debate. What's being done to keep everyone healthy?
He's been written up as one of the top 100 guitarists in the world several times.
Remembering the life of Eddie Van Halen, the connection one man has to one of the legendary rocker's guitars.
It's just very important to understand exactly where your levels are, because they all serve different purposes for your immune system and your ability to fight off infection.
Can your immune system handle coronavirus during flu season? I found out how one test will show you just how strong your immune system is. Happening today, Tulsa's Philbrook Museum of Art will feature a new exhibit celebrating Native American women artists. The Hearts of Our People traveling exhibit opens at 9 this morning. It includes the work of more than 100 female artists spanning over 1,000 years. The Philbrook is the final stop of this traveling exhibit. It will stay through January 3rd, and we are talking live with the director of the museum coming up in our 8 o'clock hour about what you can expect to see. Owasso Community Resources needs you to help with a big load of food. They are expecting a big delivery at 9 tomorrow morning. The agency will be closed to clients so they can focus on unpacking 20 pallets of food. Everyone will be required to wear a mask. A deadly shooting in North Tulsa. What we know led up to the shooting, as police this morning are still looking for the killer. More help needed. The continued outbreaks inside state prisons that have protesters asking the governor to step in.